Hi everyone. I just want to say thanks again for, giving me your time, for subscribing to my channel, for liking my videos, for sharing my videos. I really, really appreciate it. For everybody who reached out to me, thank you so much for all the feedback. I really appreciate it. It's all a learning process and we could only grow from here, right? Anyways, with that being said, what I want to talk about is something, something that is very real, right? And here is just really about raw and real stuff with the intention of building a stronger mindset and knowing that, like, it's not the end of the world. Really, it's not, right? And to know that there's so many more things to be grateful for, and you're gonna get through this, you're gonna overcome it, whatever it is, right? And yeah, so what it is that I want to talk about is that we all know that things doesn't go a lot of time, things doesn't go as the way you might have planned it, right? And life itself doesn't always go the way you might have planned. And say for example, like the kids that end up with like a single parent, right? They mom and dad had a marriage, and the two parent was together, and then they don't even know what happened, and they end up like, there was some separation. Obviously they didn't expect that to happen, right? But they had to embrace it, they had to endure whatever it is, and they just had to learn. Some people learn to grow up even before their time, right? You're left with so many responsibilities, and that's something that I experienced myself, and that's why I could be able to relate. And I know that, listen, in the moment you feel like everything is like coming down on you, right? Because things just hit you unexpected, especially as a child, right? Things hit you unexpected, and you're just left with all responsibilities. Not like financially, because obviously whichever parent was left with that responsibility of taking care of the kids, they had the financial responsibility. In my case, it was my father, but for me, I had to like be able to take care of the house, like, do all the chores. My brother would help me, and thank God, I know I have my neighbors on here that's be watching. They were able to, like, they used to help us as well. And I don't mean to get off here, but just know that whenever things are happening, there are gonna be people there, that's miraculously going to just be a part of your life, that with good intentions. And and thankfully, I had that, we had that, but anyways, like I was saying, but things doesn't always go as planned, right? Even maybe even in your marriage personally now, like, you probably thought that's the person you were going to spend the rest of your life with, or even in a relationship you thought that that's the person that you were going to spend the rest of your life with, and it did life with, sorry, and it didn't work out, right? Maybe you were at a job and you thought like, oh my goodness, this is my dream job, and this is where I'm going to be, and then something happened, and then you find out like this is not what I wanted, right? Or even in terms of a career, just these are just simple example. Like sometimes we have all of these things like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and blah 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 blah, and then really it just take a whole 360 degrees turn, and then really that's not what it is, right? Sometimes you want to be a lawyer, and then you end up being a psychologist. I'm just saying, just some examples, right? Or I just want to make it relatable. But anyways, even though like these obstacles are going to come in the way, and your life might take a different toll, a different turn, just understand that there's a reason why everything is happening, right? And you have to take action and understand that, like, to embrace these changes, embrace these challenges, and learn from the process, and understand like later on, like, listen, this is probably like a seed that's been planted, and I'm going to, let it grow and see what's the outcome, right? You see, life is not like getting on a bus or a train and knowing like, okay, well, you're getting off at this stop and that's it, right? It's more like being in the ocean in a boat, and there's like you faced with storm. The sea is not always calm. The sail, you have to readjust your sail, right? So just understand that, that it's okay if things are not going as planned. That's all right. Just don't stay there and sulk about it. Just don't stay there and, oh my goodness, like you're all in your feelings again. You cannot let your emotions control you, right? You just have to be like, wow, maybe this is to teach me a lesson. Maybe this is to, move me in a different direction. Maybe this is just what I need, you know maybe it's just a blessing in disguise, and that's how a lot of things turn out. It's just blessings in disguise. And also, we must know that you might feel disappointed or something like that, but every disappointment is an appointment. For example, like going back to the job, right? You can be at a job and you might be thinking, oh my goodness, this is what I want, this is what I like, I enjoy doing this job and whatever. And then you lose your job, and at the moment you think like, what am I going to do? But then in a month, or probably less, or 2 months or 3 months, you find something way better. And it happens all the time. Not only with job, right? But that's just like a very, very prime example. Maybe even in, say, for example, in relationships, right? You think this is the person I want, and then like, something happened, and then life happens, and then you're not together, and then you realize like, wow, that's not really what I wanted. I thought that is what I wanted, but that's not what I wanted, right? For whomever is going through things like this, understand that things happen for a reason, and don't let it get you down, right? Don't let it get you down. Yeah, it's okay. You're gonna feel hurt, whatever it is, because maybe you had some kind of big attachments or something like that. But understand, like, if you have to like cry it out, if you have to like, talk to yourself, just do it. Just don't stay stuck. Just don't stay dwelling on this, because you won't be able to move forward. And the thing is that you have to keep on moving, because you're just going to be wasting time, and life is just going to pass you by, right? And a lot of times people waste time by just being stuck, right? And not being able to overcome whatever they have going on. We have to overcome that. We have to condition our mind. And that is something that took me years, I could tell you that. I lived through it. Like when I was younger, I'm 33, I'm gonna be 34 next year, right? When I was younger, like so many things happened. Like for example, when my mom left, and we didn't even know she was leaving. I mean, we have a great relationship now, thank God, and that's as of recent, right? It took me a while before I could have been able to have such a wonderful relationship with her, because I had so much anger and frustration in me towards her. And then I realized, like, I said to myself, like, listen, whatever happened, that's on you. And that has taught me to be, like, wow, these are things that I don't want. If I was to get kids, I would like, I would never want that to happen. But like I'm saying, like, it took me years. And that's because I had to work on myself. I had to let things go, or else it would have just been like holding grudge and animosity. You understand where I'm getting at? And it happens, it happens. But that's why I say the best thing you could do for yourself is to, work on your mindset. Don't let your mind overpower you, or don't let other people's opinion overpower you. You have to take control of your own self. People could only tell you so much, right? They could only tell you so much, but they don't understand really what is it that you're going through, right? So that's why you have to work on yourself. And back in the day, obviously, we didn't have this kind of like knowledge, or we didn't have people to tell us like, listen, you have to work on yourself, you have to develop a different mindset. But thank God we've become so like exposed now to the internet and we learn so much, right? And that is what we want to pass on to everyone else that's going through something, and so they could pass it on to even their kids, you know, like to develop a good mindset and to understand, like I'm saying tonight, um, things aren't just gonna go, you know, things aren't always gonna go the way you plan. And everybody out there that is facing something, and we all are, you know, just don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself at all. Don't blame yourself. And like I said in my last video, whatever issue it is, it can be fixed. And be proud of yourself, you know, be proud of how far you've came from, and be proud of how far you're gonna go, and just be positive. Just be positive. Your health is good. You know, if you have kids, everything is good with your kids. You have food, you have shelter, you know, and that's it, you know. Just be grateful. There's so many things, and I'm gonna keep saying it, like we take for granted, right? And if we can just be grateful and be thankful, and you know, applaud ourselves and speak good about ourselves to ourselves, then you're gonna see eventually how much is gonna change and how much you're gonna grow mentally. All right, so with that being said, I hope you know, you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope, you know, it helps you in some sort of way. And thanks again for all your support. You guys take care and stay safe.